So today, our next speaker is Toastmaster Jirish. Toastmaster Jirish, whom we all know, has grown up the ladder by taking up various roles and is a passionate team member and a proud father as well today. So please welcome Toastmaster Jirish. So Toastmaster Jirish is going to present from his pathway dynamic leadership level 5 project, believe is project 1, and the title, here it goes, Toastmaster Jirish, error and triumph. Toastmaster Jirish, error and triumph. Toastmaster Jirish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jemmy Roman. Good evening or good morning to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. As a senior technical lead working in an IT organization, I learned three things. At first, coffee is a food group. The word "it is working now" are always followed by "wait, why it is broken again." Leadership isn't about always knowing the answers. It is about knowing who to blame when things go wrong. Tonight, I'm here to take you into a journey from panic to mistakes to victory. I frame this story as trial, error, and triumph. At first, in an IT industry, there is a universal truth, guys. If everything is working perfectly, guess what? You're either forgotten to check something or you're daydreaming. Yes, it is. As a senior technical lead, my job is very simple to solve problems, to keep the customers happy, and make sure my team doesn't quit before Friday. So it is a Monday morning, a regular Monday morning, Friday's hangover with less happiness, I would say. 9:30 a.m. in the morning, I got a call from my manager, said, our biggest client application is down, and I was supposed to be in charge. Three of my team members looked panicked. Four were pretending to debug. Two were in a silent mode, or they were muted in a meeting call. And one said, let's wait. It will all be fixed by itself. When I heard the word, it will all be fixed by itself, friends, if it would happen, I would have been retired by the age of 25. So today, getting on to that mode of looking on to what is that error is all about, I thought I'm the lead, so I will try to take it up myself and I will try to fix the problem on myself. With all those confidence, with all those things in my heart, I just stepped in for exactly 3 minutes, for exactly just 3 minutes. I started fixing the code and everything was working fine. And again, after 3 minutes, it crashed again in a different place. I had fixed the wrong issue and broken something else, which had really made the situation even more worse. Like, getting into a dentist for a toothache and coming back with a root canal. And always, getting up with again and again of different problems. The same situation really reflected in that particular moment. My error wasn't with the code. It was about the way that I was really thinking on how I'm really approaching the problem on that particular day. So the right way on approaching the problem, it followed later. So I gathered my team again uh, and asked for a group discussion. And later we started working as a team. Now the things little started delegating with a different set of members. One checked the database, another was checking up the logs. Two started with the rollbacks, and I coordinated with the customer, keeping them updated, saying like "Hey, everything is getting fixed," and made sure that nothing goes wrong this time, especially the way that I really handled last time. 2 hours later, the system was stable. A week later, the same client was very much happy with whatever the performance that we have made in the last week, and I was really been surprised to hear because it was the team effort that really made rather than getting on to my own way on handling the situation. And that was really overwhelmed when the client was really appreciating us. But again, he came up with a different problem this time. I was also being panicked. But this time, everything went smooth. I just got a message saying, like, all fixed, go enjoy your coffee from my teammate, which I really felt. So leadership is not about handling the things on your single handed. It is all about delegating the things. It is all about working along with your team, listening from your team, and having the confidence that it is not only that you could really fix it, but again, working as a team could even work better with a greater solution. So this really made my evening into a brighter way, and I was really being happy the way on looking onto the things how really went, because they were trying to solve the problems without my intervention, without my guidance, because they started trying to analyze the things on our own. As a team lead, you have been always been in a way on getting down to that pressure and enjoying your way with your coffee was the most happiest moment that I could really felt. So that's what the real triumph, when your team doesn't need you to get succeeded. And that was really made my day. So with this, all these things, what was the thought? What was the thing that I really learned as a leader was trials will be always there to test your patience. Errors will always be there to test your humility, and triumphs will always be there to test your gratitude. On that day, all these trials, errors, and the triumph that we had taught me a very different situation. The way on really looking on to that situation itself changed. So my perception on handling each and every problem really changed, and my way on becoming a leader uh, really stepped up the way I could really see in myself. A leader is not a job to be a hero. It is all about to create heroes. And that day I could see like all the 10 members of my team started evolving as a greater hero in the team, where I was being really overwhelmed to look into the team that they are really growing in the right way. When your team can win without you, you have already won. So that is again a thought that I really learned on that particular day. So with this note, I just want to share my experience, and I really thank everyone who have been listening patiently about what exactly happened in my team and what was the lesson that I have learned and how it really helped me to grow further on looking onto the situation in a very different way. Thank you, and back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Jamie Raman.
I would like to welcome, I'm not sure, Toastmaster Umama Ishwari, did you make a notes or is it Toastmaster Sonal?
It will be me. I have taken the notes. I'm not sure if Sonal took the notes. If yes, we can have two evaluations for Toastmaster Jirish.
Sure, that will be really great. Yeah, we can create another history. Great. Okay, so I would first request Toastmaster Umama Ishwari to, evaluate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. When we are in the kitchen, when we follow our mom's recipe, our grandmother's recipe, we will get a taste. But when sometimes we try to make our own combinations and recipes, that will be something different and it will be memorable. Same way, I loved the way Toastmaster Jirish cooked up his own quotes when he started the speech. Coffee is a food group. The quote on leadership, the explanation on leadership, and the funny way ending up with a question, how did we end up in this way, and so on. I love the way you started with your own quotes. Wonderful start, and it definitely captured our attention. And I love the wordplay you did at Toastmasters. Panic to mistakes, trial, error, and back to trial. And definitely anyone who has worked in projects, anything would definitely get connected with those words because they would have faced in their life once or twice, definitely. And that was indeed a great, wonderful wordplay. Kudos to you for that as well. And the pauses in your speech, it was so good. We were able to absorb completely the information, what you're trying to say. We were able to follow with you throughout your own speech. And that is the true effort of a speaker, making everyone to follow their own speech. And incorporating humor here and there, especially when you mention, if I have panicked for so and so things, I would have retired at the age of 25. That humor sense here and there, what's wonderful. But as a speech evaluator, it's my duty to identify the areas of improvement, because even a great speech may have some corners. And this are all my observations, some kind of recommendations. I kind of felt a mix of past tense and present tense in the statements here and there. Please excuse the English teacher in me. Whenever some grammar mistakes is coming, that English teacher suddenly pops out, and that English teacher popped out today, and it fits. So when, especially when the sentence with, it is a Monday morning, and my manager said, both present and past tense getting confused in one single statement. We can try to avoid that. And especially in the places where you mentioned your own humor, you smiled at your own humor. Ideally, that is not advised, because we don't know how the audience will take it up. So when you say it in a normal face, and if it is really a humor part and the audience laugh at it, that is the success. But when we laugh at our own humor and audience doesn't laugh at it, it is a complete havoc. So try to avoid, because especially when you mentioned that you sorted out the problem in one place and crashed in another place. Actually, when you mentioned the sorted out of the problem, you said it in a straight face, and crashing, you said it in a smiley face. That normally people used to do. We used to try to adjust that anxiety with smile. That will happen. But when you are giving a speech, we need to avoid that. And in there, you used an excellent voice modulation. But what I suggest is one more voice modulation. Normally, many will never use. It is called drop and drag. Like emphasizing and dragging the statement will give another meaning to a next level. Like especially when you said, especially, you can say, especially, when you drag that specially, it will give another meaning. And but again, you said, but again, that drag, the stress of but and drag of again will give another, a totally a different meaning for the speech. So try to use this drop and drag kind of voice modulation will always help you to go to a next level in your speech. And finally, when you mention that you have mentioned a word like what I learned is, you can try to avoid it. But you cannot, there is no need for us to explicitly say what is the moral is, what I learned is. Just you can mention the learnings alone. It will look like a great conclusion, but doesn't look like the moral of the story. So people will not forget the rest of the part and remember this alone. So overall, it was a great speech with proper humor, wordplay, your own quotes. But what I ask you to suggest is look at, kindly avoid smiling at your own humor. Try to use this drop and drag voice modulation, and don't conclude your speech with an explicit word like what I learned is or the moral of the story is. That you can go to the next level, and my best wishes to you. Back to the general Eval.